Oh, hang on. It's happened again. It's happened again. That's not right. It's all going a bit pear-shaped before we've even started. Duke, how are you, sir?
Feel like my face has gone 10 rounds of Tyson Fury, but we're good.
Oh, just Tyson Fury. You said to me it was Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder and AJ and...
each side of the face, to be honest with you, mate. Yeah, it's top and bottom store, but it is what it is. Crack on, don't we?
Yeah, well, you ain't really got much choice, have you?
No, not in the slightest. Just smile and Duke. How you been anyway, buddy? You good?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. All the better for seeing you, my friend. So, what are we here for, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's on the banner right there. We're here to discuss the upcoming game. 3 games left of the season. It's been a bloody good season, if I do say so. Last 4 matches. It's gone a little bit pear-shaped, but, you know, injuries and we've got a thin squad. We kind of knew it was going to happen at some point. Sorry?
Yeah, it was always going to be the way, mate. Because no matter what we did, yeah. So I was just laughing at.
That's not nice, Luke.
No matter what we did, it was always going to be kind of a. It sounds bad, but anticlimax. So it's hard because you know I won't say we've thrown it away. And Woody Harrelson, Rich. Woody Harrelson. I wouldn't say we've thrown it away, but it's only 2 defeats. 2 defeats in 6. So, you know, it's hard because everyone's so bunched up and we've dropped down now because Man United decided to act like a bunch of dicks over 2 games and here we are.
Thing is, 4 games in, 8, 9 days? That was always going to be a big ask of any.
I know, but mate, they didn't even turn up for the last 2. You know, it was embarrassing. They made them changes against Leicester to do a job against Liverpool. And mate, I watched that game, and they were so poor. It was painful to watch. Like honestly, and I've got to agree with some of the comments that I saw. Some of the comments I saw on Twitter and stuff like that.
Don't make him laugh. Don't make him laugh.
Manu looked like they were giving the ball away far too easy and far too often. Like they weren't interested in the game, and I think it did scream a little bit at one point of the top 6 looking after the top 6. And I know people are going to, but it looked so much like it. It was embarrassing at times.
Yeah, no, I don't want to go down them conspiracy theories because, well, like I say, I don't think that there's any legs in them personally. But who knows? Who knows? But I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Woody Harrelson's dad was arrested for questioning on the day of JFK slaying for the murder.
He was.
Yes, he was.
He was. I just want to touch on Tom.
I know a little bit about that. Sorry?
This one from Tom. I've seen a lot of comments on Facebook. The Wayne and Adam, their group on Facebook. West Ham
Wine Drink. Yeah. West Ham Wine Drink.
I've seen a lot of stuff in their group, and there's been a lot of negativity to a lot of posts that have been going out across the social media. And everyone, it's not happening. We'll be lucky to finish 7th. Well, it's going to be 8th, and it's the same old faces that's saying it. To be fair, and I just put in a comment of, you know what? While it's mathematically still possible, I'm going to still believe the Champions League is still there. I don't care. Well, you know, at the end of the day. If we're going to get it, we're going to get it. And all we can do is win our next 3 games. If we don't, then we shoot ourselves in the foot. But, you know, all the time we've got that chance, why are we even screaming about, you know, the lack of you know, talent or squad depth, everything else? Get behind the boys that are there. You know, let's get the support going again like we have been all season. Listen, 2 defeats in 6. That's all it's been. 2 defeats in 6. Right, they're 2 defeats in 6 that are at the wrong end of the table, at the wrong end of the season.
3.
But it's still, is it 3 now? All right, sorry, 3 defeats in 6. But even then, it might be at the wrong time of the season, but it's still only 3 defeats in 6. We've won the other 3. Come on,
that's one way of looking at it.
Just have a bit of faith. If we draw against Brighton tomorrow, yes, then it's over. But if we win tomorrow,
I agree with that.
If we win tomorrow,
we need 9 points to qualify. So
yeah,
if we get 9, we're getting European football of some way, shape, or form.
And Luke's right in what he says. It's better to have the need for 9 points to qualify for Europe than it is the need to get 9 points for us to stay up.
Massively.
And let's be honest, Casey, that's what we used to. That's the norm. So
let's have it right. This, at this stage last season, we were playing Watford, needing a win to stay up at the third last game of the season, and obviously we got that. And then, we could still go down. And I think we needed the point at Old Trafford, but realistically, we were safe at that point. But I'd much rather be in this position where it's like, not worrying about our Premier League status, but we're sort of like, can we qualify for Europe? Is Champions League? I mean, I can't even believe I'm still saying that. That there's the chances of massively shrunk over the last week or two.
Of course they have, but hey,
okay. But I'm even sort of like still thinking, do you know what? There's a faint glimmer that we might get Champions League. If you just said that to me at the beginning of the season, I'd have said, call the men in white coats, you're off your rocker.
That one. That's the comment. That's the comment.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
Luke.
Crack on.
Yeah. You've got us here. You've got us this close. You've got us to 58 points after 36 games. See what you can do. No one expects us to be where we are. I mean, we're 6th at the minute, aren't we? No one expects us to be there. Everybody thinks we're just making up the numbers. Let's go out there and prove
listen, we're there on merit. We're there on 100%. Merit, Casey. It's not like we've lucked ourselves into this position. We're there on merit. We deserve to be where we are. So let's just enjoy the last 3 games of the season. To be honest with you, mate, I ain't even going to be concerned about what follows now. Just going to enjoy the last 3 games
we're
of the season.
Aren't we?
Yeah. We've been
free rolling since we hit 40 points. Let's be honest about it. Yeah. We've been free rolling for the last 18 points.
You know what though? You say that, mate, but I think for every game that we've continued to play, I don't think the players have surprised themselves, to be fair, because they had that belief. But they've continued to surprise us. They've continued to surprise the other teams in the league. So I think at the end of the day, listen, this bullshit I've been hearing all week. We've never beaten Brighton in the league.
It's got to come to an end at some point.
Rein it in. As a turnaround, I think I said to you boys this morning in the chat. Werner hadn't scored in 12 games until he scored against us. So why can't we beat Brighton tomorrow?
Absolutely. And they've got some massive problems in terms of suspensions, in terms of injured players and all the rest of it, which we'll go through in a minute. And I've done an 11. Well, they've got, I'll tell you what, I am on Brighton's website at the minute. Right, so we know that Lewis Dunk and Neil Maupay are suspended. Joel Veltman and Davy Proper. Sorry?
If you're on the Brighton website, you mean the football club, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, right, not just a Brighton website.
Don't go spreading rumours. Lewis Dunk and Neil Maupay, we know, are suspended. Graham Potter confirmed that Joel Veltman and Davy Proper are doubts for this weekend's match. Joel Veltman is still recovering. Davy Proper rolled his ankle, so both of them. So for both of them, this game probably comes too soon. Adam Lallana trained fully today. This was yesterday. So we'll see how he is over the next 48 hours. But I would say at this point, he is available for the squad this weekend. Doesn't say he's going to start. But here's the thing. Their season's over. They're not going to qualify for Europe, and they're not going to go down. What is the point of risking and injury-prone Adam Lallana in a match that for them is a dead rubber. So I don't even think he plays.
No,
I really don't
listen,
think he plays.
I don't think he can, because I'm not being funny. If you're Lallana, there's no international call up there, is there, going into the Euro? So don't risk it.
What's the point?
Take another day off. Yeah, take a day off. It's not like you have to play to get an international call up. But I know the Brighton fans out there are going to be going, oh, but we're paying his wages. Yeah, but you know what? He's got to think about his career. Another bad injury for that guy. And I personally think he's done and dusted, Casey. Like, it's going to be really difficult for him to come back after that. So, if I was in his shoes, I'd put your feet up for a couple of, at least another game. He's not, like I say, he's not got nothing to play for. So, yeah.
And as far as we're concerned, I believe that Declan Rice is almost certainly going to be starting. You had Angelo Ogbonna, who was an unused substitute last week. Well, I think he'll come in. Whether it's for Diop, whether it's for Dawson, I don't know. But I suspect it will be Diop myself, but we'll see. Cresswell, he came off last week with a dead leg. I expect him to be fit.
Coming off with a dead leg. I used to get a dead leg at lunch playing football. And then do double PE in the afternoon.
Lanzini had it says now here's the thing. I've seen, it says on the official website that I'm looking at here that it was a groin injury, but I have seen that he's apparently was struggling with a hip injury. So I'm not quite sure whatever, but he's struggling. He's unlikely to make it.
He's more likely to be the one that's dropped for Declan anyway, mate. So
exactly.
No, Tom, it's apple juice. It's just apple juice in a Coke glass, mate. It's
Be careful. Remember what happened in Only Fools and Horses with the apple juice with Uncle Albert? You remember that one?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I can't have alcohol because of the teeth. So I'm on the painkillers, so I can't.
Oh dear.
I can't have the alcohol.
Should we have a look at the little graphic that I got made up?
You love a graphic. Please tell me you've got. You ain't even going to have positive stuff for the stats, are you? You're going to really annoy me tonight, are you?
No, because I know you get the ump with me. If I put anything up that says, Brighton are this or Brighton are that, and this, that, and the other, you get the raving ump and you storm off in a huff. So I'm like, okay, fine. Okay, I've got reasons to be cheerful. All right, just for you. Right. Shall I get the graphic on? Okay, there you go. Right. Okay. So this is what I suspect. Oh, dear God,
you've risked it. It's going to happen.
Yeah. No, this is what I think we're going to go with. I think it's going to be 4-2-3-1. Fabianski in goal. I think we're going to have a back four. Cresswell, Ogbonna, Dawson, and Soufal left to right. I think we're going to have Declan Rice coming back, obviously with the armband. Thomas Souček will be alongside him, which will then give him a little bit more attacking impetus because I don't know about you, but I think for me he's not quite been the same force.
Yeah, of late he's not been the same.
Yeah, because he can't make those. So he's sacrificed himself in some ways for the team.
Yeah.
So so there he that will give us a little bit more attacking impetus, in my opinion, if Declan comes in, because Thomas will be able to make those forays forwards into the opposing penalty area at the right moments. Then the offensive midfield three from left to right, I think it will be Pablo Fornals, Jesse Lingard central, Jared Bowen on the right, which means that Saeed Benrahma drops to the bench, and then Mikhail Antonio will be up top on his own. Duke, your thoughts on that?
Listen, Gatesy, like that's part of me would probably leave Bowen at the side.
Okay. Why is that?
And I would play Benrahma. I'd move Jesse out to the left, to the right. And I'd probably play Benrahma in the 10 behind Antonio, personally. Just decided to come a little bit smart for work today, Luke, to be honest with you. I thought I'd jazz it up. What you can't see is I'm just in my boxer shorts underneath the table.
I'll be honest, Luke, right? Duke, I've got to be honest with you. He loves a waistcoat. Loves a waistcoat.
I love a waistcoat. I'm missing the waistcoat today, I've got to say. I'd have Benrahma. I'd have Benrahma in there. I'd probably replace Bowen, just because I feel that if you put Benrahma in that side, he will try and take players on. He has a real good link-up play with Lingard. That for some reason, the other two players in that midfield three, if you will, don't have. I don't think I've seen Lingard play with Bowen in the same way that I've seen Lingard play with Benrahma or Fornals. So, I would like to see Benrahma in there. I know he had an absolute mare of a game against Everton, but then so did the other guys. Let's not mess around. The others were quite poor. So I'd like to see Benrahma in there, personally. Do I think he will? Probably not, because it is, he has his set team, doesn't it? And this is pretty much it now. What you see in there, Fornals will offer a lot more defensively against with Cresswell. Yes and no. I don't think they were at the same level, West Ham Online, as what I've seen Lingard and Benrahma at. That's me. It's my opinion. If you don't like it, piss off. No. That's
he
where
doesn't mean it, West Ham Online.
I certainly don't, mate. I'm only pulling on your plonker. So that's. But this seems to be Moyes' preferred side, because Fornals will do the dirty work down the left with Cresswell. So I can see this being the team there. What you've got with probably Benrahma coming on last 20, 25 minutes. If we're losing 1-0, we'll come on with about 6 minutes to go and be expected to change the game. But no, I like that team. But for me, I'd lose either Fornals or Bowen for Benrahma. But then you do sacrifice some defensive capabilities of those two players, personally.
Do you think that even allowing for injuries, that's probably as close as possible to our strongest starting 11, in your opinion?
Defensively, yes. Attacking Fornals for Benrahma, that would be the strongest attacking side if you were going to go out and.
But it's balanced, isn't it?
Yeah, no, don't listen.
It strikes
don't get me
the
wrong.
balance between defence and attack.
It does, because Fornals is just as good going forward as he is defensively. Whereas, again, without wanting to run the risk of the wrath of the Benrahma fans, Benrahma doesn't offer the same defensively as he does. I'll come back to that. He doesn't do the defensive duties that Fornals does, so therefore he's not as strong defensively as he is going forward.
I've worked it out. I'll tell you later if you haven't worked it out.
We'll never score.
I'll tell you later. I'll private chat.
Bring it in the private chat. Yeah. But no, yeah, I agree with what you say. Balanced wise, that's probably as close as the best team we've got. You just pretty much, you pretty much have to look at what others can offer off the bench, really. Let me have a bush.
Alex has just asked a question. What players at Brighton would you have at West Ham? I can answer that straight away. In my opinion, Ben White. Boom.
Yeah, I like him
all day long and twice on a Sunday. If I could only choose one, Ben Mee.
Lewis Dunk. I don't know where I've got. Yeah, I know he is. Thanks, mate. Lewis Dunk. That's what I meant. Lewis Dunk. My player I like. Whether or not they get into this side or whether they do the job for us is a different story. But they're players that I like. Good evening, Pete. How are you, gorgeous man?
Toronto's favourite. But yeah, no, Ben White.
Finest.
Absolutely. Let's not muck about. Do you want to see the Brighton lineup that I believe is going to take the pitch? I mean, it's not as easy as you think, because they've got a lot of players that are either out or maybe might make it, maybe might not. So this wasn't as easy as you might think.
To be honest with you, mate, you've probably done a better job than me, because I just said Ben Mee. So I'm already clueless as to where I'm going with this. So let's not pick around. I ain't got stupid.
Let's have a look at it. Let's go full screen with it. So I believe it'll be Robert Sanchez in goal. Now, here's something for you. Do you know this guy can play for England? Robert Sanchez, the goalkeeper.
No, I didn't. No,
yeah, he's half English. His father's English.
Which half? Top half or bottom half?
I've got no idea. But he's half English, so he can play for England. He can also play for Spain, but he's been at Brighton since he was 15.
So, yes, Luke, but I don't think we're gonna. I don't think we're gonna have the money considering.
I think Bissouma's going to a Manchester
United or Liverpool. Yeah. Oh, Gatesy, your Facebook's come up.
Oh, go away.
Listen. I like Johan Backs. I like him as a player. I think he could cause us trouble, which is probably why Fornells will play that side, to be fair, because...
You're talking in riddles, West Ham Online.
I'm going to throw something at him.
Do us a favour, DM me. I think I worked the first one out. Also, Cresswell, IBVB.
Something versus Brighton.
Yeah. Well, I'll work it out. But DM me.
Slide into his DMs.
Yeah. So anyway, Sanchez in goal. And then I think he's going to go with a back three. Burn left, White's right. Try saying that after a couple of shandies. And Webster will have the captain's armband. He will be centrally. I think it will then be Bissouma and Gross as the central midfielders. You'll have Moda left and Jahanbakhsh right as the wing backs. I think McAllister will be an offensive midfielder. And then your two strikers will be Danny Welbeck, that robust and very rarely injured centre forward, and Leandro Trossard as the strikers. Your thoughts, Duke?
Yeah, listen. I mean, they're our new bogey side. I say new. They're a pain in the arse. They set up well. They defend well. Let's not mess around. They're not going to rip up any trees. They're not going to set the world on fire with the way they play football, but for some reason
they play football. In fairness, they play some.
It's not outstanding.
They just get in. They're Manchester City without a striker.
That's being far too kind, Gatesy. Because
I'm probably over exaggerating, but you know the point I'm trying to make. They're a team that play pretty football, but offense, in the final third, they're just really wasteful.
Hold on, I think my eyes are deceiving me, Casey.
What's that?
I think my eyes are deceiving me. West Ham Online's just posted something in the chat, and
that.
Your eyes really think my eyes are deceiving me. West Ham Online's just put something in the chat. Something about some geezer called Carroll scored for Newcastle. That's got to be a typo.
Oh my goodness. Did he injure himself, West Ham Online? That is ridiculous.
I'll tell you what, Mark, right? Just quickly, Tom, you're spot on, mate. We've got to beat him at some point, and that day comes tomorrow. But, Mark, you've also got a point there underneath Tom's comment of Brighton being Benrahma's next move. That wouldn't be a bad shout for Benrahma because of the type of football that they play.
Yeah.
They play expensive and they do play attacking football. So that wouldn't be a bad shout for them. Yeah, fair play, Alex.
West Ham Online, he's pulling our plonker.
Listen, he's on a wind-up. He's on a wind-up. I can't be dealing with him.
Yeah. Scott Carson's in goal.
Yeah, Scott Carson played. I think he needs it to get a medal.
Wow. Hang on. I thought you had to play 5 games.
Has he not? I don't know. That'd be the only reason. I hate him. I hate him, JC.
Who? Scott Carson?
No. He ain't coming on the channel again. I hate him.
What, West Ham Online?
I'm going to smack him up the side of the head.
Oh, behave yourself.
He's on one, and I'm falling for it every time. I'm not happy.
Well, listen. Mike's backed him up. Mike's backed him up.
Yeah.
I don't think they're boots.
I'm not talking to him. I'm not talking to him anymore.
And Alex confirmed, yeah, you've got to play 5 games to win a medal, unless your name's Mark Schwarzer. Do you know that one?
I can't understand, though, why, then if that's the case, they're playing him, JC. That doesn't make sense for me.
No. Unless they're saving him because of the Champions League final. Maybe he's got a niggle or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, but even then, mate, like, well, I suppose that's one.
He's not even their second choice goalkeeper, is he? That's Zach Steffen.
Yeah.
So
yes, all right, West Ham online, fine, I get it.
He believes you now. He believes you now. He's a believer. So that's the Brighton team that I believe is going to be facing us. I mean, I
that could cause us
watching
trouble. Good.
Sorry? Oh
that
yeah.
I was watching trouble. It could.
I was watching Jake's stream a little bit earlier, and he had James on with him, and I actually put that team in the live chat, and James said that he agreed with that, but the one exception was he thought that Jahang Baksh wouldn't be playing, and it would be Lallana. And again, that's fine, but I just look at it and I think, as I said earlier, what is the point? Oh dear. No, don't know. I don't know West Ham online. I do not know.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
You know, he said about. I don't really see the point of putting an injury-prone player in a game that is essentially a dead rubber. Just my opinion. If he was a bit more robust, then I'd say, yeah, okay, fine. He could do us some damage, so it makes sense. But you know, really. Yeah, might as well just sort of like get him fit and firing ahead of the new campaign, in my opinion. But
yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Now, looking at this, look at that. That is our record against Brighton and Hove Albion since we started playing them.
And not in the Premier League, though.
No. Just, you know, in all competitions, in whichever division, in whichever, 18 won, 18 drawn, 18 lost. Quite symmetrical. One way or other, that symmetry is going to be broken tomorrow. Hopefully, it will be 19, 18, 18.
Yeah, listen, you'd be mad enough to actually to consider. Yeah, Tom's right. I can't disagree with Tom on that last comment. They are a Premier League bogey team. It used to be Everton, or should I say, it used to be Lukaku. Didn't matter where he went, he just always, and it's the same again with them, so I'd love to break that hoodoo tomorrow. I would. I don't think there's any two ways about it. We need to. If at the end of the day we've got to go out there tomorrow, we've got to turn up, we've got to play, we've got to listen, I don't care if we go 3-0 up and then win the game 3-2. Don't care how it comes about. Don't care whether we go 1-0 down and we score 2 goals in 96 seconds at the end of the second half. I couldn't care less, Casey.
We couldn't care less if it's the most boring game of football that I've ever witnessed, and that we fluke it 1-0 in the dying embers of the game.
Yeah,
I couldn't care less. Tomorrow is win at all costs. Doesn't matter how, by hook or by crook, get the 3 points, because it keeps the European dream alive. Because don't forget, we've got teams just sort of like snapping at our heels, like Everton, like Tottenham. If we slip up, that gives them that little bit of hope, that little bit of, oh, hang on a minute, we might still have a chance at getting European football. And, momentum is so important in sport, and it's the old thing, isn't it? That was it Vince Lombardi, the American football coach, said, winning is a habit, but unfortunately so is losing. And, we've been in a habit of winning for the bulk of this season, but now we seem to have got into this little, like I say, the last 4 games, losing 3. Luckily, though, we've got players coming back from injury, so let's hope that we can restart the momentum in the right way. Exactly, they're not just squad players, like players. So Ogbonna, Rice, Cresswell, fingers crossed. These will be players that can come in tomorrow and really make a big difference. So,
they have the ability.
West Ham online. There's no need for that. No need for that. West Ham online.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
I think we ought to ban you.
I said this. We have the ability to win tomorrow, guys. There's no two ways about it.
100%.
They have the ability to upset the apple cart. No two ways about it. So it's down to us to go out there tomorrow, put in a shift, come away with the 3 points, and put the pressure back on the rest of them. That's all it boils down to.
Yeah. Cometh the hour. This is, and this is what it's been leading up to. We've had 36 games. This will be. This is it. If we lose this, the previous 35 have probably, I won't say have been for nothing, because obviously we've still had a fantastic season. And even if we don't get European, if we finished 8th, like I say, if I'd have offered you that at the beginning of the season, you'd have taken that all day long, and so would I.
Yeah, but 8th will be a positive.
But your expectations shift, don't they, when you go through the season? Your expectations shift, and when we was a 4th, did we get to 3rd at one point, or am I going mad?
No, I think you're right. I think we did. Don't hold me to that.
We were 4th. Well, even if we were 4th, I mean, you're at that point, you're thinking, hello. So, if we finished 8th from there, yes, you'd definitely be like, oh, for Christ's sakes, so West Ham. But
that's being polite.
What's not West Ham is finishing 8th in the Premier League, if that was to happen. So, and Tom's just said it there. He's still immensely proud of the lads, even if we miss out on Europe. And I 100% agree. They've been, for the most part, but we knew in January when the January window closed, we said it. We haven't done enough business. The squad was thin on the ground anyway. We need a striker.
Yeah.
And even if sort of like, well, dare I say, if we'd have kept Sebastian Haller and maybe he scored a goal or two when Antonio was absent, would that have made a bit of a difference? With a point here, 2 points there.
Well, I'll tell you what, listen, we win tomorrow and Arsenal can't finish above us. Maybe on goal difference, sorry. But they won't get more points than what we've got. And I know people bang on about how bad an Arsenal season that they've had. That's big, isn't it? To finish above Arsenal in the league, no matter what. We win tomorrow. We go to 61 points. It puts us 5 points clear of Spurs, or they've got a game in hand. But again, for me, if we can finish above Spurs and Arsenal this season, I'll be buzzing.
Yeah, that's our Premier League record.
Yeah,
played 7 times, drew 4, lost 3. So we've lost the first 3 and drawn 4 in a row. The last of which obviously came on the 27th of December when everybody said we'd set up incorrectly. I think even David Moyes admitted it, in fairness to him. So, but I mean, the 3-3 game last season, we were 3-0 up in that, weren't we? I'm fairly sure we were. Again,
I mean, is that where it started, this 3-0 bullshit? I mean, let's be honest. Look, listen, we can dwell on the past all we want. Tomorrow's tomorrow.
Tomorrow's exactly different set of players, different set of circumstances.
Tomorrow is as important as it gets for us. As we turn around and said, you know what? We want to qualify for Europe. Forget Champions League for a minute. Just for Europe, we need to win 3 out of 3.
Yeah.
And that's 3 out of 3. That's us to qualify for Europe. So let's go and do that. Regardless of whether it's Champions League, regardless whether it's Europa League, regardless of whether it's the Conference League. Don't give a monkey. Go out and win 3 games. What will be, will be. Okay, Sarah. I'm going to Wembley. But whatever will be, whatever comes of our 3 wins is what comes from our 3 wins. That's it. It doesn't matter what follows. Go out and do our job. Worry about the others to do their job. And if they don't do their job, we can step in. If they do their job and we do our job, then you know what? We push them all away. And that's really what it boils down to.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. Do you fancy giving a team talk?
Yeah, I don't really buy into it, somehow, mate, because I just want to kick someone in the face.
You want your reasons to be cheerful? I've got some reasons to be cheerful. Here you go. Look at this. So, we have won 8 away Premier League matches this season, only winning more in 2 top-flight seasons, 10 in 1926-27
on
when
a
we finished
motorbike.
6th. I wasn't around then, and 85-86
right?
had 9, behave. And we finished, obviously, that was the legendary season. We finished 3rd. So that's one reason to be cheerful. Have I kept you happy?
I'm
You're
in.
not going to tell me
I'm in
off.
with you right now. No, I'm in with you right now.
Okay, shall I go to the next one? Dare I?
Yeah, please.
So, Brighton have been shown 6 red cards in the Premier League this season. Their most in a single league campaign since 2011-12 when they got 8. Last time out against Wolves, as we know, they had 2 players sent off in a league match, Duncan Mopai, for the first time since December 2011 against Burnley. Are we still smiling?
Where you want to have Lingard and Benrahma on the pitch. If you can get them to try and make a kick at someone, it'll be them 2 players. So, yeah, listen, at the end of the day, they're going to be missing some players tomorrow, and 2 of those are key. Duncan Malpe are
big time.
Key players in that team. So let's not mess around. They're missing both of those. Let's do it. Let's go at them.
Yeah. Next one. Brighton have dropped 23 points from winning positions in the Premier League this season and have lost 5 matches after taking the lead. In their first 3 seasons in the competition, the Premier League, the Seagulls only lost 6 such matches. Wow. Now, that is a big reason to be cheerful.
I think a lot of that, Gatesy, comes down to the way that they set up and that they play. They do like to play off the front foot. And what we need to do is we need to do what we do best, as we've done all season. Then, listen, let them have the ball and then press them when they try to get into our final third of the pitch, get the ball back off of them and break at pace. We came up against Everton last week, who did exactly that to us. They broke, they got a goal once, they scored. That's what we do to teams. We soak it all up, we give them headache, and we break with pace. Lingard, Bowen, Benrahma, Antonio, Fornals, however it goes, then balls that are played through are played with pace and we get forward very, very quickly. And Brighton is set up in a way that they're going to have the ball and we're going to be quite happy to let them have it as long as we can break on them with pace, and we can cause some damage. Let's not mess around. We know we can cause some damage on the break. We've done it already.
Massively. Last one. West Ham striker Mikhail Antonio has been directly involved in 14 goals in his last 13 away Premier League starts. 11 goals, 3 assists. Antonio has scored 24 away goals for the Hammers in the Premier League, 5 more than any other player for the club. And of course, don't forget that Mikhail Antonio, another 3 goals, and he becomes outright our leading all-time Premier League goal scorer for a guy that at one point was our right back.
For a guy at one point was hauled off at Stamford Bridge after about 18 minutes for having an absolute mare against Chelsea, if I remember rightly, and that shot the poor lad's confidence to pieces. Now, he's key for me tomorrow. I look at the way he played against Norwich after Project Restart last year, Gatesy, and the way that he absolutely bullied Norwich up top. He was immense. He was absolutely immense against Norwich last year when he hit them 4. Could see him doing the same tomorrow if he's in the mood. I'm not being funny. You've got Lingard sitting in there behind him, and that, not being funny, he knows how to make a pass. He knows how to make a run.
Oh yeah.
You know, you look at the run that Antonio made for Lingard against Wolves, and he pulled the defenders away. And he put Lingard into that space. All right, I don't think it's going to be that easy, but why not? Why not?
Go for him. What's the worst that can happen? Listen, I'd rather meet him in the centre of the ring. You know me. I'd rather meet him in the centre of the ring, have a go, If we lose, at least we go down swinging. I'd rather that than we set up meek and mild, and just sort of, go down with a whimper. If we go down, let's go down, on our shield, as it were. And if European football's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. But let's have a go. Let's have a go. Let's try and be positive. And I'm right. I'm gonna say it. I know everybody's saying, "Oh, we've never beaten in the Premier League," and exactly as I don't know who it was. It was Alex, Tom. I'm not too sure in the chat earlier. It's got to come to an end at some point. I've got a funny feeling it's tomorrow. I really do. I don't think it's going to be easy. That's exactly what I'm going for. I think we might concede. I think we're quite likely to concede.
I think we might concede. We're going to be fair.
Maybe, but as we saw on that stat earlier, to be honest, not really a cause for concern, because I'll tell you what, think about it like this. Let's swap it around for a minute, right? Let's just say you're the Brighton players, you're the Brighton coaching staff, right? And you know that fact about you've dropped 23 points this season from a winning position. Psychologically, you go 1-0 up, and then you concede an equaliser, and you go, shit, here we go again. Because
Very much
we had that last season, didn't we? We had that last season.
Not even just last season, mate. That was us. That was us against Arsenal. That was us against Leicester. That was, going 2-0 up, 3-0 up. That was us. That was us worrying about the fact that shit is happening again. So we've been there. We know exactly what that feeling's like. And I'm not being funny. Put the pressure on them. And we've got the players to beat these. Of course we have. We've got it. It doesn't matter. I think we'll win 2-1 tomorrow. I really do.
West Ham Online's getting a bit excited over some goings on.
Yeah, again,
Torres has just got goal of the season.
What, Fernando?
No. Is it Ferran Torres, isn't it?
I know who it is, Gatesy. I'm taking the piss.
I don't know. You in your sort of like drugged up state, you might, in your pain.
You make that sound like it's a bad way, Gatesy.
I'm not. I didn't insinuate that. So you're going for a 2-1 as well. So
I am, yes.
Like I say, it's got to end at some point. Let's have a little bit of positivity. I think that there's no reason whatsoever that we can't look at Brighton, despite our poor record against them in the Premier League thus far. That's then. This is now, and they've got nothing to play for. We have. They're already on the beach. And
if they are, you can't blame them.
Yeah. But we need to capitalise on that. And as you said, if we win the last three games, get 9 points, puts us on 67. I think 67, definitely getting European football with 67 points. Champions League, don't think so, possibly not. But let's put pressure on the teams around us, and let's see. They might just crack. I'll tell you who.
They're the ones. As long as we do our job. As long as we do our job, they've got to do theirs, Gates. It's that simple.
Yep. Definitely. So we go at 8:00 tomorrow at the Amex. Let's see how it goes. And I'll look at this.
I'm going to have to link this up.
West Ham Online. There's no need for that. You think we're not going to spot that? You're going to have to do an awful lot better, young man. An awful lot better. Honestly.
Oh, right. West Ham Online, behave yourself.
45 minutes gone. I'm thinking that we've said all that needs to be said, Duke. We've put the teams out there. We've put some facts out, some reasons to be cheerful. We've had a nice little chit-chat back and forth. And I think let's now wait and see what the teams have put out, what David Moyes can fire up the troops. Let's go for it. So that's where we're going to end it, ladies and gentlemen, except to say my usual shout-out. So, guys, this young lady needs our help. You know who she is. Young Isla Caton. 6 years of age, suffering from neuroblastoma. Now, we've all had a bad time with this COVID stuff going on this last 12 months, but this family have had it an awful lot worse because their daughter has cancer that is not treatable on the NHS help. And I couldn't care less if you're watching this and you're a West Ham fan or not, or even a football fan or not. Couldn't really give a monkeys. What I do care about is if you can empathize with this family and you can think about a family going through the hell of watching their daughter fight for her life at the age of 6 and having to take her wherever around the world that she needs to go to get the treatment to save her life. If you can empathize with this, you've got the PayPal and you've got the Just Giving. This is all on the description below the video. So just go there, copy it, paste it, put it on your social media, your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, all of that, and send it on your, send it to your friends, family, work colleagues, and everything like that. And if you can, put a couple of quid in the tin. You got the PayPal and the Just Giving there, so take your pick. My personal preference is I put it in the PayPal because my understanding is that more of that money gets through to the family. But whatever, do what you got to do. This little girl needs our help. The clock is ticking, and with every day that goes past, it gets more and more bleak for this little girl. It really is as simple as that. Those of you that know my story, I've said this on a couple of occasions. I got she fought it for 5 years and she couldn't do it anymore. If I've got anything to do with it, guys, if you get bored of it, I couldn't care less. Sorry to offend anyone, but I couldn't care less. If I bore anyone with this, I'm going to carry on boring you until this little girl doesn't need our help any longer. So there you go. Get used to it. Thanks for listening.
Spot on, my man, and we'll keep doing it every time we finish up a video. Every time.
Definitely.
We're not going to give up.
For those of you watching live or whenever you choose to watch this, please subscribe to the channel. I've got the nice little banner there. There you go. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to be notified of any new content, and tell your friends. Put one of our videos on your social media platforms. Put it on your Facebook. Put it on your Twitter.
Get them like and share it.
Instagram. Someone interested in us that didn't have a clue we were here. Yeah. And let's see if we can get to 400 subscribers. Let's see if we can get to 500. We're not looking to take over the world. Not yet. But,
well, you might not be.
Small acorns. So, I'm going to wrap it up there, my friend. But thank you very much indeed for coming along. I know, obviously,
I'm glad I could get on tonight, mate. I'll be honest with you. I would love to have done last night. I would have loved to have done last night, but I would. To be honest, when I came out of the surgery, for those who don't know, I had 2 teeth out, top and bottom, both done at the same time. I'm still not sure what hurts more, the teeth or the bruising of the gums, or the 250 quid I paid to have both of them out.
Have you ever met a poor dentist?
Sorry, mate?
Have you ever met a poor dentist?
No, not in
Have you ever seen a dentist run around in a really crappy old motor?
No, not at all, mate. And that's why people like me keep saying that at 250 quid.
Yeah.
I did sound like Rocky after he'd gone, the full fight with Dolph Lundgren in Rocky 3.
I've got a voice note for anyone that wants to sort of chuck me a couple of quid. I'll let you have it. It's gold. Brilliant.
I'll be honest with you, mate. It was funny. I was trying to blow my cheeks out. I literally yesterday I was trying to go like that, and I kept going. Look, oh God, where'd that go? Because I could literally this hard. It was all numb. It was all nothing, and it was like I was sitting in the car going, "So look." Like it was horrible. And then like I say, went to bed, woke up at 7:30 or 7 when I texted you and said, "Look, mate, I just can't. I couldn't even focus properly. I was in so much pain when I woke up." Text you, closed my eyes again, and next thing I know, it's up by 10 at night. So I didn't even get to see the show. To be honest with you, like I'd normally try and come on and even just put it on in the background, and I couldn't even open my eyes, mate. I was Yeah, I was so tired that it was horrible. It hit me like a train. So, like when I messaged you earlier and said like, are you still doing tonight? And you said yes. I was like, banging. I want to get on because I felt really bad yesterday for letting you down, and obviously the week before. So I'm just glad to be
and
back
anyone watching this, either you four that are left, or anyone that watches it subsequently, if you're wondering, just go onto the channel. Oh, two of them have buggered off. We're down to two now. I'm talking to just, four of us. Three of us, you and the two that are watching. We did Hammer Time yesterday, which is our season review. It was season 92-93 when we got promoted from the old First Division, the Premier League, for the first time. Go and watch it. It's a good laugh. Sorry?
Was it Cambridge last game of the season? Was it that one?
Cambridge, yeah. Did you? Go back and watch it, because I do the old the Audi Martin Tyler came out again yesterday.
I'll definitely go on for them. Did you do the Cambridge one?
I did the Cambridge one. I did the home game against Portsmouth, because that was not really viewed as a critical game at the time. As I said on the Hammer Time, I said it wasn't viewed as a critical game, but it became critical in the context of how the season finished. Because I don't know if you remember, we finished on the same amount of points as Portsmouth. And don't forget, it wasn't goal difference that then separated us, it was goals scored. And going into that Cambridge game, we'd only scored one goal more than them. So we could have won 1-0, but if Cambridge had got if Portsmouth had have beaten Grimsby, who had nothing to play for, 3-0 at Fratton Park, that would have been us in the playoffs. Would have been us. And Cambridge needed to get a result to stay in the Division 1. So we were playing a team that... Sorry?
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Go for it.
Speedy.
Yes. Yep, he scored the first.
I remember it because who got the second one? Or who got the last goal?
Have a guess. Very famous striker. Scored 49 goals in the 86-87 season. Not for us, sadly. Only got 5 England caps, this fella. His cousin played... Well, 2 of his cousins played for us as well.
Clive. It was
Clive Allen.
Because I remember the fans just absolutely swarming
on
at the end of the game. And I wasn't there. I mean, sadly, I wasn't there. I remember watching it on TV, and my God, the scenes. But when you compare that to the season before with the
relegation
fracas and the pitch invasion against Everton. You could even go as far back as a couple of seasons ago, the pitch invasion against Burnley. This was a fantastic pitch invasion. The atmosphere was amazing. The way they crowded around the tunnel down to the dressing rooms. The way the players. I
remember going back then, Duke. Final home game of the season. Pitch invasion was standard.
Was standard
all the time. Yeah, I used to do it all the time. Now you can't get near the bloody thing.
You can't even get out. You can't even stand up in your seat anymore. They don't even let you stand up in your seat. So
absolute nonsense. Do you know something? I'm going to have a little bit of a moan. I'm going to have a little bit of a moan since you brought it up. Me and my kids have our season ticket at London Stadium, and we are right at the back. I'm as far back as you can go in London Stadium and still be in London Stadium. There is no one behind me. There is no one behind me that is still in the stadium. So if we stand up, I'm not in anyone's way, am I?
No,
it's
not really.
Like I've got rows of people behind me. So what's the problem with me standing up? I'm still getting stewards coming up to me. You've got to sit in your seat. Oh, fuck off.
Do you want to hear my one? So I went over to the London Stadium for both Saturday and the Sunday games. Boston Red Sox.
The baseball. Game. Yeah.
And on the Sunday, I sat right at the very back of the stand, up a tier.
Yeah.
I actually...
You probably sat in my seat.
Possibly. I sat on the concrete. You know where they didn't have seats?
You probably were sitting on my seat.
Concrete steps, right? I sat on the concrete steps
Yeah.
I even climbed over the barrier where they taped off the barrier to stop me from climbing over the steps. I climbed over the back of my seat. And the reason I did that is because I got more leg room. I was able to spread out and be more comfortable. Now, I wasn't the only one. There must have been 40 or 50 people scattered around this concrete ledge, if you will. And yeah, one of the stewards came up and I looked at him. I went, "You ain't going to tell me to move, are you?" He went, "To be honest with you, mate, I can't be fucking arsed." And it was a young lad, and he was like, "Nah."
I'll just jump in if I may. It is a good view. When I go to London Stadium, Wally, I've got a really good tactical view, if you know what I mean, in that I can see everything. I can see all the nuances. I can see, right, we're playing a 4-2-3-1, we're playing a 3-4-3. You know, I can see it bang instantly. Whereas when I used to sit at Upton Park behind the goal, it was sometimes I'd miss certain things, certain little tweaks that might happen, little tactical adjustments. Now I can see it all unfolding. Great. But the players are like ants.
Yeah, it was the same. I thought the same way, Gatesy, when I was there for the baseball. For the first game, I was quite close to the pitch side, but with the second game, I was up, like I say, at the very, very back, and it was an outstanding view. I know people moan about the view and you need binoculars and everything else. It's bullshit because you actually get to see the entire pitch. I actually prefer to be up high and up top. When I went to Upton Park, you know, the main stand up at the very back. All right, it took you 4 hours to get there, so you had to turn up the game 6 hours before.
4 hours? That's nothing compared to London Stadium. Bloody hell!
Or Newcastle. But yeah, it was like used to go all the way to the back, and I prefer it if you sat centre mid on the halfway line at the bowling up at the very top, at the very back of the the Alpari, Dr. Martin's, whatever main
the Rio stand.
Rio stand, as I've actually called it. You had the best view in the house as far as I was concerned because you could see the entire pitch, and you could see, and it's the same I suppose for your seats. You can see where the players are for a ball out wide, or you can see where a man should be picking up his defending to track his man back, which I can imagine will be quite interesting this season when players don't track their men for goals against Arsenal and shit like that. So it'll be quite interesting to watch.
Yeah. Right. Well, I'm going to wrap it up there because we're rambling now like a couple of old men. Yeah. So I'm going to hit the end credits, and we're going to say goodbye. But what are we going to say first, Duke?
Well,
are you going to be Milesy? Are you going to be Milesy?
Listen,
is he there?
No, he's not here. He's texted me and said he's not going to make it because he's still at Heathrow, sadly. So he's going to try and get over it Sunday night once we shut, or once he finishes work or whatever.
I'll tell you what. I know who I'll get. Just wait there a sec. Hang on.
Oh no! Oh, for fuck's sake.
Hello, Mr. Dookie. Hello. What do we say, JP? We are fucking massive, George.
There you go.
There's something wrong with you, mate. I tell you, you should have been committed a long time ago.
I think I was.
Oh,
sorry.
God.
Sorry.
I'll tell you what, though.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, guys. If you want to do the 80s TV show, oh, baby, I'm a failure. Little baby Jessica did a whoopsie on the carpet. Anyway, enough of that shit. Let's just call it a day.
Let's do that. We're coming up to an hour. Thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. What's that? Don't you start. Don't you start.
Especially
I can go off ones. You. Thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to hit the end credits, and then we're going to clear off, and then I'm going to have my dinner. Stay safe, everyone. 3 points tomorrow. It's coming. Come on, you Irons.
Go that way. There we go.